I am going to kill you, Stain, simply because you deserve it, and unlike so many heroes that have probably told you they will kill you, I will actually succeed. But first I've decided that I'm going to make you suffer because your conviction hero killer is false and it's built on the foundation of killing innocent people. You're nothing but a fanatic psychotic criminal that definitely deserves to die. And then Stain said, what about those heroes laying on the ground? And then I said, shut your mouth, you're an idiot. You see, those heroes laying on the ground are exactly the reason I'm going to kill you, Stain, because you were going to kill them, right? And then Stain said, of course I was going to kill them, especially after I kill you. And then I said, well, that's why you need to die, because you're a fanatic that will never stop killing innocent people, isn't that right, Stain? And then Stain said, yes, that's right. And then I said, yes, that's why I'm going to kill you, not just because you killed innocent people, but to stop you from doing it again in the future. And that's my conviction right there, and that's why I'll never stop being a hero, because I'm willing to die for what I believe in. I'm willing to watch the people I care about die just to stop people like you. That's why I'm going to kill you today. And then Stain said, enough talking, and then he lunged at me, and I used my martial arts skills to easily dodge him and counter his strikes, and then I shattered his swords with 2 punches. And then I said, first I'll destroy your weapons, and then I will destroy you piece by piece. And then Stain came at me with his knives, and he even tried to kill Tenya Ida and the other hero on the ground, but I caught all his knives in midair. And then Stain said, you must be right in your conviction. And then I destroyed all of Stain's knives with my bare hands. And then I said, see, the thing about it is, when you take away all a man's weapons, all that's left behind is the man and his conviction. And then I said, I don't need to explain my conviction to you, because someone like you doesn't deserve an explanation. You're a cockroach, a pest, just like the rest of your kind, and I'm the exterminator, and I don't need to explain to a cockroach why I'm going to kill it. It just simply deserves to die, and that's you, Stain. And then one by one I began to break all of Stain's bones, and then finally when Stain was laying on the ground crippled, and I said, do you see my conviction now, hero killer? And then Stain said, yes, I see it. And then I said, good. And then Stain said, wait, I surrender, please don't kill me, and I surrender my conviction, and I surrender all my nonsense, I don't want to die. And then I smiled like a devil, and I said, that's why you're definitely going to die. And then Stain said, no, please don't kill me. And then I began punching Stain in the face, and he kept begging me to stop, but I didn't listen. I just simply beat his ass to death because he deserved it, and he didn't make himself into a martyr or anything like that. He simply gave up his conviction because he's a coward and a terrible person, just like every other criminal that never changes. Not all criminals are the same. Some criminals change and they become better people, but not people like Stain. I went and healed Ingenium, and I also healed Tenya Ida and the other heroes that Stain injured. After I killed Stain, I realized something. I'm going to take out the trash very soon. And then very soon me and All Might went to Island, where I met Melissa and David Shield, and unlike the original storyline, I am a genius that knows future events from my previous life, so I made sure that we didn't have any problems on Island. No, because I exposed everything before it happened, but I made sure David Shield didn't get arrested this time, and I also stopped the villains on Island before they all became an actual threat. And then after all that, I went and had sex with all the beautiful women from Class 1A and Class 1B. That's right, somehow all the beautiful girls were on Island, and I guess they were in the original storyline as well, maybe, but I'm not entirely sure about that. In fact, I don't think anyone is really sure about that yet. And now it's time for the summer camp, and let me tell you all something, this is the end of our story. I fought Muscular, and this time I killed him without mercy, and I fought Moonfish, and I killed him too, and I moved so fast no one could see me killing all these people. And then I killed Compress, and I killed all the Nomus, and I killed Magna, and I killed the guy spreading the gas. And then after I killed all those evil villains, all for one had to show up, and he kidnapped my girlfriend Himiko Toga, and this time I took that shit personally, and he threatened the life of my girlfriend just like all villains do, and I distracted him, and I absorbed all his powers, and I killed him. The end.